So, I came across something I thought I should share with you. So, you see these steering wheel pads? Basically, they're very simple. There are screws right here. There's 3 of them on every piece that's in here, every long area that's here, and they hold it into the pad. And a lot of times, what happens is the screw is there, but you notice this is coming up. It's a very common problem. So I took the pad I'll actually be using in redoing this car, and I had 2 that were bad. Turns out the bottom one is still in good shape, still in brand new shape, but the 2 sides, these pieces just crack, they get stuck in there. As far as getting the screws out, you got to do everything you can. I ended up using these little vice grips, and I put it right here in the rubber. Tighten it up a little bit. I put it in the rubber to sort of force the plastic so it wouldn't move, and I would get the old screw out. So, can you fix this? Maybe you can super glue it. Maybe not. I don't really know. I don't think it's worth it, because I think that stuff will break down eventually, maybe not. And ideally, it's still broke. So what do you do? Well, here's what I'm going to do. I know this is pretty common sense. You're like, yeah, I know, I've already done it. Well, let's see what happens. So here's your screw. Here's a piece that's cracked. Let's call it 1/4 inch or so. And it goes in here. There's plenty of threading area in here, and you could even test it by putting the screw in here just to see if it catches. What we'll do here, so we'll just, just as an example, say we're putting it in and it is good. You got plenty of room to catch something, all right? So you take that, you add that piece 1/4 inch, and maybe you get a screw, let's say 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 longer. It's a judgment call, because as you can see, technically, it only goes into that piece. It ends at the top of that piece. So that's, that's what you need when you're doing it. This is the finished product, the broken piece and the screw going into the broken piece. So you just want to add whatever that's going in there, a little bit more. And again, you might be able to get away with 1/4 to 3/8. You don't want to go too far, because then you don't want to crack up in here any worse, and then you got to replace it. I don't know what these things cost, but I'm sure they're not cheap, especially if you got one in good shape. You want to do your best to maintain it. So I'm not able to show you right now the final product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search out my screws. I'm going to see if I find anything. If I don't, I'm going to the hardware store, and I'm just going to get a couple of screws, stick them in here, show you the final result, and hopefully we've learned something. Well, we're back. So it turns out, out of all the screws I have in my containers, I have nothing that is a number 6, which is what we need, a number 6 screw by 3/4 inch. So with that being said, not this one. There we go. Clean this up. There's a lot of gook that gets caught in there. Make it nice and ready to go. Of course, here is our cover that goes on to this rubber, steering wheel cover pad. So again, let's just remember, so we're not wasting our time. The bottom one is the good screw. This is the one where we can use the stock screw. And then I'll do that first. And I just, I wanted to make sure we finish this together. It's kind of like we're here together. You can fast forward from what you can see me doing. Just get to the part where I put these other 2 screws in. So the bottom is in, nice and tight. There we go. So now let's try this. Fingers crossed. Because the thing is, you have to guide it in there anyway to get into the hole. So let's see what happens. Looks like we're getting something. I'm feeling a little good. Yep. So another 3/4 inch right here. Got to put it in here, and as you well know, these screws are for attaching it to the actual steering wheel. So you just got to get in there straight so you hit your hole. And then don't go crazy with the torque. Crazy enough that it, it's just holding it in place. It's not moving. And let's see. This one, and this seems like it's a little off. Let's loosen this one up. Hold that in place. Like I said, the really big important thing with doing all these jobs, and I know you know this if you're working on your own car, is to get everything clean. So there's clearly a situation going on here, but it's in there. This is in there, it's all good. So I don't think it was fair to leave you hanging like I did, saying, oh, there's a problem with this one. I don't think it was perfectly lined up. I took the screw out. Maybe one thing that'll help you when you're doing this is just hold this nice and tight, press it together as if it's in place, and make sure you feel like where that hole is inside here, and get that screw in. You start feeling it getting a little tight, you know you've hit money. So that's it. This is ready to go into the steering wheel, and we will get to that shortly. Thank you.